Oh no! Yeah.
Hi, Kevin here. Yet again looking for some more legs to break. Welcome back to the Breakdown series. If this is your first time watching, check out the series playlist in the description down below. Today's talk will be about making the shift to lag meta and staying competitive in the late wipe. A lot of us have been aching for a wipe for a long time now, and I'm no different. I've talked a bit about this before as to why, but to me early and mid game Tarkov is just more interesting and a lot more varied. This late into the wipe, especially for newer players, it can be extremely tough to stay a little competitive and actually get some successful raids. It feels like all of the mid-tier equipment and ammo is just made redundant because almost everyone is running the best of the best armor and meta guns. So to still have a chance against these guys, I feel there are two ways. First being you match the meta kits with one of your own to level the playing field. But for newcomers or lower leveled players, you will find that you probably won't have access to them via the traders or that it's just too expensive to get off the flea market. So the second option of being able to take one of those juicy slick VSS dudes out is lag meta. Lag meta is extremely strong and it's incredibly fun to play, but I understand it can be quite tough to adjust for it. Many of us have been playing FPS games for a long time and over the years gotten so used to going for headshots. But if you're running low pen ammo, it's just unviable when most of your opponents run strong helmets, like in this example. Dude, how many bullets to bounce off your head? Notice how many shots this guy tanks with the helmet before I realize, hey, wait a minute. I'm running flash damage bullets. I make the conscious decision to aim for his unprotected legs and he drops like a fly. But I almost pay for it with my life because he was so close to me and I felt it was way more natural to just aim for the face. This is just something that comes more natural with more practice and you'll find yourself less and less having to consciously think about it. Like all the other aspects in Tarkov. Practice really does make perfect. In the second clip we get engaged by a guy in the shoreline village. He sees me before I see him and as we get shot, the first thing that I want to do is to get to cover as soon as possible and figure out where he's shooting me from. We pop a pain and get ready for a fight. He's never gonna find me in here. This nade is not the smartest thing to do and he's peeking right as I enter the animation. I get lucky he's looking to the other side. We scare him off and he falls back for now. This is the time where we have the move. Stay unpredictable to your opponent. We could go for a flank on the right, around the White House, but I decide to go vertical. By changing your position as your opponent loses line of sight and being unpredictable, we now have shifted the flow of battle. Notice how he peeks and he's still looking in the direction where he saw us last.
Well. How the turntables...
Anyway, so we click the left mouse. With our opponent falling back into cover, this is the time to push. We're only a little bit hurt and now we have to capitalize on our opponent being caught off guard. This is why I like to get in people's faces and finish them off before they can come up with any retaliation. You gotta forge the iron when it's hot, and it's pretty hot right now. Listen while we relocate again, when he loses line of sight and he takes a few pop shots. He's shooting towards the top of the roof he just jumped off, and we just catch him run back into cover when we move forward. This is how powerful movement is in this game and why you should always look to surprise your opponents whenever you can. Even if it's only a slight change of position, it helps out a lot. Surprise, motherfucker! If you're enjoying the episode so far, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more, ding the bell and come say hi on the stream. Would love to see you there. So the first clips have not been against the most decked out PMCs, but this next one is. We're memeing about on the customs with the new Papasha SMG on the Captain Colpack run. It's a channel point incentive where we do raids with the Colpack and we blast music throughout the raid. Obviously I can't play the music or else I'm gonna get copyright claimed from here to Tokyo. We go about the raid as normal and we get into a fight with the dude. He's not wearing a face shield, so I think we landed a face hit and a spray somewhere. How many friends does this dude have? Quick note about the PPSH-41 is that I feel the only thing it's really got going for it is the 71 round drum mag. The Gather and the Clin outshine it in lower recoil, better flash damage bullets and affordability. Either way, I think this gun is a lot of fun and it sounds awesome too. After we kill the guy, always assume there's a teammate before you dive on the loot. I toss a couple of nades to see and listen if there's any movement before I move away from the area to do some repacking. I'm in the bush doing my thing as the unluckiest guy in the entire episode just walks past. Fuck, now we have to do it all over again. So after we're done with the second repack, we loot the body of the player scav because he came running through the area. It kinda tells me that the first guy didn't have a teammate, otherwise they would have likely found each other. They both weren't super geared, so we move on. I get bit-botted for a mag dump at the gas station, and with the papasha now completely dry, we go back. Got him, chat, got him! Back to the PMC we killed earlier to swap it out for his Mosin that we left behind. Okay, yeah, we have to go back, grab the Mosin now. Oh no. Where's my boomstick? There. Alright. But when we move back to the gas station, using the MPX now, we've got company. Possibly attracted by the noise we made there earlier. It's pretty clear to me that if we continue forwards, we're gonna get our head chopped off. There's no way we can turn this fight in our favor unless we go for a flank. We throw a couple of nades to create a barrier and keep our opponent occupied on this area. And we go for an immediate flank. I switched to the MPX because the Mosin is just not very good this late into the patch. If this guy is running level 5 or level 6 armor, we'll need at least 2 4x hits on him. And going for a headshot will be tough. As we move around, we can see our guy.
Well, well, well.
He's outside now, but notice how occupied he still is with our last known location. He's trying to peek from this side.
How the turntables...
We open fire. Lol. As always, we check for a potential teammate before we go on the loot, but we're all good. Oh. Oh my god, is that Reaper? Oh boy. Jackpot, boys! Jackpot! This is my ulti and it's called Squirrel Stash. I put all my stuff in a safe place where I have cover. Then I go to the body that's out in the open and grab everything. I bring this back to my safe place and sort everything out there. I know I'm on the clock in this raid, but gotta loot, right? Right, we're not forgetting anything. Nah, we're good. Got the run? Yes. Yeah, like all this armor, all this ammo doesn't matter at all if you're just gonna get lagged. But honestly, guys, we are in the state of the game at the moment where the only real way to play and be effective is if you run top of the line gear. And best installed armor, best installed ammo, stuff like that. Or you do lag meta. That's kind of what we're at now, because there are so many ammo types in the game that are completely useless right now. bro. You scared the living shit out of me, mate. Why am I always looking at the chat when shit like this happens, man? Oh my god. It's always the same as well. I'm looking at the chat and then suddenly I'm rudely awakened. We survived the ambush. The player scav with his ADAR and the M855 couldn't really do anything against the armor we have now. We don't have time to loot anymore because this extract is gonna be really close. The car isn't there and we have to look for the smuggler's boat. And of course it's never there when you need it. Shit. With the recent changes to the weight system, we got a prone and crawl to get the stamina back because we're too overweight. I think it's a silly mechanic and it definitely needs more tweaking. It just doesn't make any sense to regen stand by crawling. Something that actually costs a lot of energy in real life. This ship has sailed. Yeah. Boat is only there when you don't need it. Boat is only there when you spawn on that side. Anyway, with 2.5 minutes left on the clock and struggling for stamina, chat's trying to slow me down by making my character toggle his prone stance with the bitbot. This slows down my stamina recovery and even drains stamina for changing between the stances. It's always good fun though and makes for some very tense moments. Ah, chat, come on, mate. Savages. It's costing me a shit ton of stamina to just stand up. You know that, right? Of course you do. Of course you know. No. Jump? I have no stamina. They don't want you to win? Why would you think that, Naughty? Run, run! No, don't jump! Savages, man. Oh, fuck off. Mate. I swear to God, if this extract is bugged, man. What do you mean, stop him? Yes, I need this extract. Yes! Get me out of here! Hey! What do you mean, no, damn it? What the fuck, chat? Thank you, Vito. Yeah, it was a good run.